HOA called 911 on me for fishing, but I own the lake and had them escorted off my land. Update 2. About an hour after the sheriff left, I found a bright yellow notice taped to my front door. It was an official-looking HOA violation notice, complete with letterhead and everything. Notice of signing on community property. It read in bold letters, fine $200 per day until violation is corrected. Failure to comply may result in legal action. At the bottom someone had handwritten in red ink, second notice will result in immediate police involvement. Sinclair HOA president. The sheer audacity of it made me laugh out loud. Here was someone fining me for using my own property. That notice was the push I needed to stop being polite and start being thorough. I spent Monday morning tearing through my grandfather's old filing cabinet looking for every piece of documentation related to the property. Grandpa had been meticulous about paperwork, and I found folders dating back decades, birth certificates, insurance policies, tax records, and finally in a manila envelope marked Lake Property, I found what I was looking for. The property deed dated 1985, clearly showing that Benjamin Clark, Sr. had purchased 45 acres of land, including a natural lake and all surrounding territory. But that wasn't the shocking part. As I spread out the survey map that came with the deed, I realized the scope of what I'd inherited. The 45 acres didn't just include the lake and the immediate area around my cabin. The property line extended well into what I'd assumed was just empty land beyond the lake. According to the survey, the entire Willowbrook Estates development was built on land that belonged to me. Every single house in Ruby's precious HOA was sitting on my property. I sat back in my kitchen chair staring at the documents spread across my table, trying to process what I was seeing. My hands were actually shaking as I traced the property lines with my finger, checking and rechecking the boundaries. This couldn't be real. I owned an entire neighborhood. The woman who had been screaming at me about trespassing was living on my land. I started laughing. Not a happy laugh, but the kind of hysterical chuckle that comes when reality becomes so absurd that your brain can't quite handle it. I must have sat there for 20 minutes just staring at those papers and shaking my head in disbelief. Suddenly fragments of memories started floating back.